Hello, thank you for tuning in. My name is Renee of Yoga Sessions by Renee. Today's video is a 45-minute morning yoga flow. Your warm-up and cool-down are included, and the only props you'll need are a mat and a block if you prefer. Although this is a beginner-friendly practice, it veers into some intermediate territory, which really means there's just less cueing of some of the poses. If you're looking for something very gentle or maybe to introduce you to the poses, check out this chair yoga video I previously made using the link above. We'll get started somewhere comfortable on the back. Make your way there when you're ready.
Position yourself on the back so the body feels relaxed and you don't have to hold it in place. You could rock side to side, evening out the hips and tucking the shoulder blades underneath. Perhaps even lift your head and gently set it back down to lengthen the neck. Tuck the tush underneath you so the spine feels long. And start to notice the breath. One hand on the belly, one over the heart. Close the eyes if it's comfortable. And just begin to notice without even changing anything. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. At any time here, you can reposition so that you feel comfortable. If the feet are on the ground, you can open them up to mat width, heels wider than the toes, and allow the knees to drift in towards center so they can relax. Allow the space between your eyebrows to soften. Unclench the jaw and leave some space between your back teeth so you can breathe freely through the nose, starting to deepen the breath. You can imagine your torso like a balloon that starts down by the hip bones and goes all the way up to the collarbones. With each inhale, we want to fill up that entire balloon. And with each exhale, empty the entire balloon. The breath may be choppy at first, but then start to smooth out. If not, and you're not getting enough air, imagine you're holding a straw in the lips and breathe slowly in and out through that opening instead. Hands remain on your torso or release them at your sides and continue breathing. We're working towards Samavriti pranayama, or equal part breath work, where the inhales and exhales are the same length. This even, deliberate breath will help keep the mind and body calm throughout practice. It's also your tether to the present moment. When the mind wanders or we feel caught up in a pose, come back to this breath, even if that means changing the shape you're in. The breath is just as important as any shape or pose we find. Next, big inhale, hold it at the top, feel the fullness of your breath, then open the mouth and sigh it out. As you do, begin to wake up fingers, toes, gentle rocking of the head or any other intuitive movements. Begin to wake up. Feet on the mat at shoulder width, begin to swish the knees side to side like windshield wipers. Free movement at the wrists, maybe even a big stretch up, reaching for the wall behind you. And then give your right knee a hug. Hand on the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. The left foot remains on the ground or stretch the leg long as it doesn't bother your low back. Hug the leg in place or rock it side to side a couple times. Eventually allowing that right leg to drift out wide, the hand as a guide, but gravity doing the work. Left hand somewhere comfortable. Bring knee back to center. Hug it in for compression in Ardha Appanasana, or half energy moving pose. Breathe deeply. Begin to straighten the leg, hands somewhere comfortable. Point and flex through the toe. The knee is liberally bent here. Shoulders flat on the floor. Circle the ankle a couple times each way. And then hold in flex position. Like you're putting a footprint on the earth, free up your hands. Straighten the leg a bit more, pointing like you've got a big crayon attached to your hip bone. We draw a line down slowly to the floor. Heel lands softly. That right leg might feel a little longer than its partner. Take a big stretch, pointing through toes, reaching through fingers. And invite the left leg in, Ardha Appanasana, on the other side. Right leg can stay long or place the foot on the floor. Grip where it's comfortable on the left side. Explore rocking at that hip or not. Eventually that leg drifts out wide. Left hand as a guide. Right hand where it's comfortable. Breathe. Invite the leg back to center. Hug in for compression. Last time, Ardha Appanasana. Extend, hands where it's comfortable, point and flex at the ankle. Invite circles both directions. And then pause in your flex position. Invisible footprint on the ceiling. Release the hands at your sides, using your muscles to hold that leg in place. Breathe. Point the toe. Use that big crayon or paintbrush to draw that line down in space, slowly bringing the heel to the floor. One breath there. Inhale, stretch across the body, big morning stretch, and invite both legs gently in for that hug. Appanasana, full energy moving pose. Rock side to side if you enjoy. Any intuitive movements, breathe here. You can imagine the legs like one big leg and circle them in space, one direction. Then pause and go the other way. Stay with your breath. Bring knees back to center, hug. And then drift the knees out wide, a version of frog pose. The hands can slide down to the shin or ankle region. Keep the shoulders on the mat, long neck. Happy baby is also an option. Peace fingers around big toe or hands to the edge of the feet. You invite those footprints toward the ceiling with bent knees. Rock side to side or breathe in place. We'll come back to center, holding baby or frog. Can we release our hands but keep the shape? Bring the palms to press at heart center like a prayer pose, Anjali Mudra. And then gently release, legs back to center, give them a hug. Bring knees toward the nose, give the legs a tug, begin to rock along the length of the spine. A few times if you like the sensation. You can always come up when you're ready. We'll eventually let the feet land, wrap our arms around our shins, nose toward the knees, hug your legs. Take a couple breaths, recalling your intention for the day. And then lift the head. Move to hands and knees, also known as tabletop pose. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. You might rock side to side to get steady. Toes tucked or flat. Gaze is down at the floor so the neck is an extension of the spine. Next, inhale, tip the pelvis like a wave, the back scoops, chest shines forward, gaze ahead, cow pose. Exhale, tuck your pelvis, that wave rounds the back, chin in toward the chest, cat pose. Move with your breath, feeling that action happen from the tip and tuck of the pelvis. Last round. As you move into your cat, press into the earth, feel that space between your shoulder blades, and then return to tabletop. Toes flat if it's comfortable, knees can widen. Release your hips toward the heels and bring the gaze toward the ground. Breathe in extended child's pose. Sway left to right to wake up the side body. Tent the hands, slide the left arm like a needle through thread under the right. The palm faces the sky, forehead on the ground. Pulse in and out of fists with that left hand. Release the fist, tent on your right hand and unthread the left arm. Reach out to the left. Gently place that hand on the floor, tented or flat. Feel the stretch. And then return to center. Extended child, option to sway. Releasing. And then tent the hands again. Right arm threads under the left. Forehead toward the earth. Ease the weight toward the ground, opening across the shoulder. Option to pulse in and out of fists on that right hand. To release, come up onto the left fingertips, unthread the right arm, reach it out toward the right side, place the hand down on the ground, maybe fingertips, breathe. And return to center. Extended child, swaying or not. And then back to tabletop. Maintain even pressure through your knuckles and fingertips. Invite your weight back and then very gently forward. As we move past the wrist line, we feel sensation. Keep breathing. This warms up our wrists before we get into any weight bearing. And return to table. Tuck the toes. Knees and hips stay in place. Walk the hands forward 2 paces. We ease the gaze toward the floor. Forehead may even rest. Puppy dog. Press into the floor with your hands to feel traction all the way down the back body. If you know another version, feel free to find it, but breathe. Then gently, slowly walk the hands back to table. Flatten the toes. Walk your hands all the way in until you're seated on the heels in Thunderbolt. Feel free to add a block under your hips. Check in with the pelvis. We want it neutral, not tipping forward. Floating ribs knit down and together, and then sweep your arms out and up on an inhale. Exhale down through center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale out and up. Gaze could follow. Exhale, return to neutral, Anjali Mudra. Last one. Hands will stay at heart center, neutral gaze. Breathe in, and then exhale, twist into your right. Hips stay planted. We release that left hand to either leg. Right hand is a kickstand behind us. Gaze to the side or slightly past your shoulder. Breathe. On an exhale, unwind. Neutral breath at center. And then breathe, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra. 2 more with the breath. Last one, in, reach up. Exhale, hands to Anjali. Torso knits together. Exhale, into the left. Hands set up like kickstands, but the locus of work happening from that midsection. Inhale, length. Exhale, ease in. Next, exhale, unwind. Return to tabletop with toenails on the ground, pitter-patter the feet, bringing life back into the ankles. Toes tuck, walk the palms forward 2 paces, puppy pose. Strong contact across knuckles and fingers. Begin to pike the hips into the air, upside down letter V shape called downward facing dog. Walk out through the legs. Option to shift into plank pose, holding for a breath. And then return the hips, downward facing dog. Knees at least micro bent, strong contact through every knuckle, every fingertip. Next, inhale, sweep the right leg back, length as you move across the ankle. And then hold in your pointed position. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, bend the knee, glue the thigh to the belly as you shift the weight forward toward plank, pushing into the floor to step that foot through. Knee position right over ankle. Gently lower the left knee to ground. Roll on the left edge of your mat for extra cushion. Hands walk up the right thigh. Neutral pelvis, strong belly. Right arm is long, palm towards your body. Inhale the left arm up as if holding a beach ball. Exhale, reach your left arm toward the right, but keep that left hip from jutting out. Neutral pelvis to feel length down the left side body. Breathe. And then inhale, both arms up, holding your beach ball. Exhale, lower the hands down, frame the foot. Left hand stays down. Inhale, peel the right arm up, pushing into that floor to find length. Option to circle the top wrists. Return to reaching through that top hand. Squeeze your inner thighs towards center to engage your low abdominals and begin lifting your torso upright. A little balance and strength challenge. So you're back in that lifted high lunge, but twisted at the waist. Option to bring right hand to back of the left thigh. Keep reaching on the left side. Bring your hands back to center. Hold that beach ball. Neutralize the spine. 1 breath. Hands frame the front foot right under the shoulders. Tuck those back toes. Runner's lunge. We'll curl that left heel toward us again, squeezing thigh to belly, and then extend back to 3-legged dog where we began. Release the foot to the ground. Walk or sway side to side in your dog. Option to find table or child's pose as your neutral position in between sets. Next, inhale, sweep the left leg long, feeling the connection from those knuckles and fingers on the ground to the length all the way back to the toe. Move the ankle. And then inhale, prepare. Exhale, bend knee, curl the thigh into the belly, draw forward and step through center. Knee over the ankle, gently lower the back knee. Use your mat for extra cushion. Toes tucked or flat, but press into the earth and walk yourself up, hands on the left thigh. Neutral pelvis, shoulders right over hips. Left hand is long this time. Inhale, right arm reaches, holding the beach ball, and exhale, reach long. Keep the belly strong, right hip stacked over the knee. Next, inhale, return to center, holding your invisible beach ball overhead. And exhale, hands lower. Right hand will plant this time, possibly tent. Inhale, peel the left arm open, shoulders stack as you reach toward the ceiling, pressing into the floor. Couple breaths with circles at the top wrist. Let that hand be still. Strong belly, squeeze the inner thighs towards center and begin to lift lightly up. We're in that twist again, facing the left, reach the arms in opposite directions, or bring that left hand to the back of the right thigh, reaching up through the right arm, less dramatic twist. Come back to center, holding your beach ball. Find neutral pelvis, gazing forward, long spine, get one breath here, and then exhale, hands frame that front foot. Return to runner's lunge. To get back to three-legged dog, press into those hands. Use your core to squeeze the left thigh in towards your belly and then fly it back. Lower that foot to the ground. Take a few bends and straightens through the knees. You lift up into the heels, bend the knees, look ahead like a little crouching tiger, and then extend. One more. As you look ahead, you could take baby steps or even a hop toward the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift, arms long, gaze at the floor. Exhale, fold. Spread those feet to shoulder width. Sit the hips back more and sway side to side for ragdoll, possibly while holding your elbows. Soft knees here allow you to get openness across the low back without compromising your discs or getting pinching across the backs of the legs. Pause at center, dangle the arms and head. Knees stay soft but press into the floor and roll up slowly. Circle the shoulders back and down 1 to 3 times. Neutral gaze ahead. Invite feet hip or shoulder width, knees and toes facing forward. Circle the shoulders back and down so shoulder blades can tuck into their pockets, palms spiral forward. Look ahead and pick a spot out in front of you to focus on, something not moving. This focal point or drishti will help with balance as we move through heel bops. Arms in front, press into your first metatarsal, that big toe mound, to lift the heels and begin to bop them on the ground. Lowering with control, but feeling that slight bounce in the heels and then pressing up again. You go as quickly as you can while maintaining balance. Make it harder by lifting arms overhead. Continue to breathe here. And then release the heels to the floor. Big breath in, exhale, swan dive to fold. Inhale, soft knees, lengthen the spine for half lift, and then exhale, release, move into your plank. Lower the knees, flatten the toes, take a breath in to push the floor away, and exhale, move through modified chaturanga. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, heart shines forward as you gaze forward in baby cobra, and then move into a neutral position, tabletop, child, or dog. Any little movements welcome to let it go. Settle back in at center, find your tiger crouch, looking where you want to go, and then move back to fold at the top of the mat. Reverse swan dive, pressing into the floor to rise up and release the hands. Begin your heel bops. Press into that first metatarsal, the big toe mound. Strong belly, strong drishti. Any hand option you want, although reaching out in front is the best counterweight. Stay with the breath. And release. On an exhale, swan dive. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, your half lift. Exhale, move into plank, stepping or hopping. Knees can stay lifted or you lower from full plank, belly strong, and then through a cobra or possibly up dog. Move into your neutral shape. Last time, we move into tiger crouch, baby step, hop, however you want to get there. Find a half lift and then let it go. Inhale, root down to rise up. Urdhva Hastasana is that reach overhead, and then hands at neutral. Last round of your heel bops. Yogi's choice, what the arms are doing. Maintain strong belly, strong gaze, strong pressure through that first metatarsal big toe mound. These heel bops are such a good addition to our morning routine. Last breath. Exhale, dive into forward fold. Option to move through vinyasa, but it's skippable. You'd inhale for half lift. Root the hands, move through plank, or even hop into chaturanga. Inhale to your heart opener, and exhale neutral position for a breath. Root strongly across the hands. Inhale the right leg back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, exhale, curl it into the belly to step that right foot through. The feet are on skis, not a balance beam, and the front knee right over ankle. Press down to float up to stand, arms overhead. Back heel is lifted for high lunge, or you could find warrior one where the foot's at an angle, but the hips still turn forward to the short side of the mat. Breathe. And then find your high lunge again. Back heel lifted, buoyant shape. Inhale, draw the weight forward, bending into the front knee. Exhale, press down strongly to stand tall at a slight angle, and then return to high lunge. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, press down. You can have wings at your side, possibly even tip in, but keep the hips even. Last time you return to high lunge. Draw forward. Exhale, press down. To bring it into full warrior three, you tip into a capital T shape, drawing the navel up to spine. You could reach the hands forward for more challenge. Flex the back foot, land softly in high lunge. Reach up. Exhale, pivot the back foot down, open your stance a little bit, and bend and straighten, prepping for warrior two. Feet are perpendicular. Hips and shoulders facing the long side of the mat. Open the arms wide, gaze over the right middle finger. Next, exhale, press into your right foot as you bring the left arm around like you want to touch hands. Inhale, open to warrior two, arms long. Exhale, lengthen right leg, left arm comes around. Open like an archer. Last two. Inhale, open. Last one, close it off. Open. And lengthen the right leg, pivot right toes to match the left. Big inhale with hands on hips, dive forward in space. Long spine hinging from the hips. Hands could stay under the face for more of a flat back fold, or you walk yourself deeper, bringing hands between the feet. Long spine, breathe. If you're deeply folded, walk back to your half lift. Left hand stays down, right arm peels up for a twist. Exhale, close it off, swap hands. Inhale, think about stacking shoulders, reaching long, and then close. One more. Switch hands. And back to center. Pivoting on the feet, walk your hands over to the right. You'll wind up in a runner's lunge, right foot forward, left foot back. Press into the floor, curl right heel in, fly to your three-legged dog, and set that foot down. Find some movements to let it go. Fingers and knuckles strongly rooted into the earth. Inhale, the left foot, reach long, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, exhale, push the air out of the way, curl thigh to belly, and step the foot through. Knee over ankle, runner's lunge. Slowly float up to stand by pressing into the earth. Yogi's choice, high lunge or warrior one. Breathe. And we'll return to high lunge, back heel lifted, that buoyant lunge shape. Press the hands at center, Anjali Mudra. Pick your drishti, engage the belly. When you're ready, inhale, shifting weight forward. Exhale, press into the front foot, stand long and tall. Back to high lunge. Round two, feel free to try some wings. That counterweight can help. If you're tipping in, keep drawing, cinching that belly up and together. Back to high lunge, last one. Any arm option for more challenge. You're reaching ahead, thinking of a long line of energy from back foot through front fingers. Breathe, feeling anti-gravity. And when you're ready, land again, high lunge. Pivot those right toes down, feet perpendicular, set up in warrior two, perhaps opening the stance. Check for that sliver of toes past the left knee. Both feet strongly rooted, arms reach in opposite directions, gaze over the left middle finger. Next, exhale, press powerfully through the left foot, bring the right arm around. Inhale, draw back like an archer, warrior two. Exhale, twist in, both feet rooted. Inhale, open. Last two with the breath. Last one, exhale, twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, wide-legged stance, toes face forward. Hands can stay wide or bring them back and find a bind, interlacing your hands. You get an inhale to open the chest. Exhale, dive through center. At any time, hands can find the floor. Otherwise, you're getting shoulder opening. If you're bound, lift up halfway, swap your interlace, find that funky grip, and come back in. Only if you want do those arms lift up off the low back. Next, inhale, find your half lift. If you're bound, bring hands under the face. Left hand plants, reach up with the right, gaze could follow, and return to center. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more round with the breath. Both hands down, wide-legged fold. Pivot, walking to the left, runner's lunge. To fly the left leg, push into the floor, make space, curl that heel towards you, and lengthen the leg back. Bring the foot to the ground. Option to breathe here in the pose of your choice, or shift into plank and move through your vinyasa. No matter what, keep breathing. From vinyasa, take a counter pose. Come down to knees, wide-kneed child's pose. Space for the belly and low back to breathe. Feel space on the inhale, softness on the exhale. Draw back to tabletop. And then walk the hands forward a pace or two, modified plank. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, lower with narrow elbows. From the belly, toenails are down. Belly strong, elbows narrow. Inhale, your shoulders roll back and look ahead a foot or two, baby cobra. Maybe your back is so strong you can squeeze those elbows, float the hands for one more breath. And then lower out. Comfortable hands, swish the heels side to side. Let this go. Round 2, set up the same way except arms long at your sides. Strong belly, inhale, circle the shoulders back, gaze ahead. For more, lengthen through your legs. Float the toenails a few inches above the ground. Full locust. Keep breathing. Sips of air. On an exhale, everything lowers. Swish the heels, or lift your shins and windshield wiper them side to side. Final round. Feel free to do baby cobra or locust. To amp it up, arms are long. Interlace at the low back and draw your interwoven hands to the glutes. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, peel up the front body. Float the legs and reach long through the toes. To amp it up even more, lift your wrists up off the glutes. Keep breathing. Next exhale, lower down, release any bind. Swish the heels or windshield wiper the shins. Deep breath, let the work go. Toenail side of the feet, come back down at a comfortable width. Reach the left arm out wide, right hand just outside the chest. Turn the left cheek to the ground and imagine your legs as one big leg. Begin to press into your right hand to roll onto the left side of your body. For more stability, place your top foot in front of your bottom knee or behind, which will feel slightly more twisted. You can also slide that right hand under your face for cushion. Breathe here. Feeling that traction running up the left side, maybe even into the chest. To release, right hand comes back to the floor. Slowly unroll, coming back to the belly. Arms cactus at your sides, swish the heels, and then reach out wide with the right arm. Left hand plants on the ground. Imagine your legs as one big thigh. Right face is on the ground, and press into that floor to roll onto your right side body. Use that top leg as a kickstand as appropriate. Maybe slide the left hand under the face if that's more comfortable. Breathe. On your next breath, left hand back to the floor, unroll to the belly, and we'll place both hands just outside the chest, palms down, elbows narrow. Tuck your toes, engage the belly, knees stay rooted on a powerful exhale, press up to modified plank, followed by full plank and downward facing dog. Root across the hands and fingertips. Inhale, left leg back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, squeezing heel to glute. Begin to point the knee up for scorpion dog. Slowly keep pivoting until those left toes touch the ground. Freestyle backbend shape, right arm reaching back. This is flipped dog or wild thing. Slowly catch the balance, moving to side plank. Left foot stacks on the right, reaching with that left arm. Press into the floor. And then return to center plank. Pike the hips up, downward dog. Inhale the right leg back, three-legged shape. And then bend the knee, squeeze the heel to glute, scorpion dog. Slowly easing into flipped dog or wild thing. Feel that space across the front of the body. And slowly begin to stack side plank. Push into the floor to keep lifting your hip and side body away. Pivot back to center, plank pose. Hold the belly strong. Pike the hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg, three-legged. Bend the knee, exhale, curl, step through to runner's lunge, and pivot to the right, winding up in a wide-legged fold. Firm belly, hands to hips, press down to rise with a long spine. Feet a bit wider than the shoulders, splay the toes out wide, knees facing the same direction. Stand tall, and open the arms like goalposts. Bring index and thumb tips to touch for Gyan Mudra. Inhale, lower the tailbone straight down, knees splay, you're like an open book. Exhale, press back up, hands at heart. Inhale, open. If you lose the balance, you just reset and come back in. Exhale, press up tall. Hands can stay wide the whole time or continue moving in and out. Get two more. Last one. Hold goddess pose, also known as horse. Bring hands to heart for Anjali or lotus mudra. Lift one heel and gently lower. Lift the other heel, gently lower. Two more times each way. When both heels come down, open the arms again. Exhale, press it up. Hands to hips, turn all 10 toes ahead for wide-legged stance. Inhale and exhale, dive through center. Hands come to the ground, walk yourself back to the left, runner's lunge. Curl that left knee in and fly it back for three-legged dog. Return the leg to the ground and immediately inhale the right leg back. Bend the knee, exhale, curl in to step the foot through runner's lunge. Walk the hands left, pivoting the feet, wide-legged half lift. Firm the belly, invite hands to hips, powerful exhale, rise with a long spine. Toes pivot out wide. Setting up for goddess round 2 or yogi squat. The difference is the width of the feet. For squat, we're a little bit shorter in the feet. As the tailbone descends, we might bring our block into play, keeping the hips higher and having that ground come up to us. Length up through the spine, broad collarbones, hands at heart center. You can also remove the block, shimmy the feet in until you're in your sweet spot. Tailbone descends down, crown lifts up tall. Use your powerful glute and leg muscles to open the knees, pressing into the razor edges of the feet. Elbows can gently set inside the legs. Anjali Mudra. Breathe. Keep the knees opening, use your muscles, but reach the arms out like you're holding a beach ball. Press into the floor and slowly rise out of your squat. Steady gaze, strong belly, lift up onto the toe shelf, still holding that beach ball in front of your chest, and lower. Shorten your stance and return to mountain at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, dive through center. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Move through your last vinyasa or the pose of your choice. If you're in downward dog, lower to the knees, cross ankles behind you and roll back until you're on your seat. Walk those glutes to the middle of the mat. Knees bent, feet flat on the earth. Walk your hands back and turn the fingertips towards you. We feel that grip in the palms. Powerful inhale, press into the hands and the feet for reverse tabletop. Neck is in line with the spine, gaze at the ceiling. On an exhale, lower the glutes back down. For round 2, you can do the same thing or extend the legs out, heels on the ground. Powerful lift up. You could find reverse plank, bringing the soles of the feet down. To exit, lower the glutes back to the earth and walk yourself into the middle of the mat. Fingertips find the backs of the knees and tuck your tailbone. Begin to slowly roll back into a reclined place. Walk the feet in until the heels are approximately under the knees. Long spine, shoulder blades tucked underneath you. Bring your arms long at your sides. We don't want to put a lot of pressure into the hands, so maybe you turn the palms up. Take a breath in, look straight at the ceiling. Exhale, curl your tailbone under and press into your feet, moving into bridge. Hold here and breathe. Imagine you're trying to draw your heels in closer to you and push the knees forward. That engagement you feel helps more evenly distribute the work. Keep breathing. To come down, curl the tailbone under and lower slowly. Each piece of the spine touches down. Walk the feet away, cactus the arms and windshield wiper knees for a couple breaths. Set up back at center, walk the feet in, arms long at your sides. Gaze up. Take a breath in, and on an exhale, press back up into your bridge. On an inhale, lower the glutes 3 inches. Exhale, press back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press, squeeze the glutes. Last one. Press up to bridge. Curl tailbone under, lower slowly, top of the spine, middle, bottom. Take a break. Maybe walk the feet away, windshield wiper with or without your cactus arms. Last round. If wheel is in your practice, you could set up for that, or we'll do another version of bridge. Same setup. Take an inhale. Exhale, press up into your bridge. Keep the gaze skyward. You can start to walk one arm underneath you, followed by the other, creating that interwoven bind beneath the body. You're more on the shoulders here. Keep breathing in your version. To release, unbind the hands, open up the arms again so you're on the shoulder shelf, lift up onto your tiptoes to get a little more space, and slowly articulate down. Glutes touch last. Windshield wiper the legs. Relaxed upper body. Left knee bent, foot on the ground. We'll cross right ankle over the top of the thigh. Toes are flexed in that top foot. Arms are somewhere comfortable. We're in reclined pigeon. To feel more sensation, elevate that left foot off the ground and use the hands to grab your left thigh. Shoulder shelf broad, neck long. Draw in as much as you need to feel that sensation running through the right side. If left knee is drawn in tightly, return it to a 90-degree angle. Arms come out to your side. Big breath in. Exhale, that figure 4 bundle shifts over to the left. If that bundle doesn't comfortably rest on the ground, bring a block under the leg. Maybe you can rotate those left ribs out from under you, bringing the shoulder shelf more to the ground. Left hand could rest on the top thigh, or perhaps grab somewhere along the shin. Gaze can stay skyward, or turn the opposite direction of your knees. Breathe in this supine twist. Turn the gaze back skyward. Release any grip with that left hand. Unwind. Both feet on the floor. Reset the hips. Right foot will stay down. Cross the left ankle over that thigh. Flexing the toes. Arms somewhere comfortable. If you used your block on the last side, go ahead and grab it here so it's available when you need it. Keep the right foot on the ground in your pigeon, or begin to elevate, using the hands to hold on to the right thigh. Keep that flex in the top toes. If you feel any pain on the inner left knee, lower back down. Draw the leg closer for deeper sensation. And then return that right leg to a 90-degree angle, arms to the side. Inhale, exhale, rotate into your twist, that leg bundle moving to the right. Untuck the right rib cage, shoulder shelf down. Option to place that right hand somewhere along the top leg. Gaze stays up or shifts over to the left. Keep breathing. Twists are great for our digestion. as well as keeping the spine supple. Stay with the breath, even if it's little sips here. For less sensation, you could always stack that top knee instead of having your figure 4. Last full breath here. To exit, turn the gaze skyward, release any grip with the right hand and gently unwind. Both feet to the ground, windshield wiper the knees. We'll end the working part of practice with some sort of inversion, which is typical to the Hatha Yoga tradition. From your back, lift arms up with as little energy as possible, followed by the legs, those knees and elbows soft, wrists and ankles limp. You could hang here in dead bug, or find any last movement at wrists and ankles that are calling to you. One last stretch, point fingers, toes, big breath in, and exhale, give the knees a hug. Find any final rocking movements. Release the feet to the earth and settle in for a reclined, comfortable shape for Savasana. Gather up a big inhale, any lingering work in the body, and exhale, sigh it out. Position yourself in a way that's comfortable for you. Maybe outstretched, maybe those heels winging out and knees falling into center. Or if the body feels relaxed in reclined butterfly, soles of the feet touch, knees open out wide, and we let the legs hang. If you like, bring one hand to the belly, one to the heart. Notice the breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Eyes can close or gaze out softly at nothing in particular. Nothing to do but breathe. At any time, if you need to adjust your position to be more comfortable, help yourself. I'll let you know when to get up. A deeper inhale drifts in, exhale drifts out. Find the connection to the breath again, and then reconnect with small movements. Fingers and toes wiggle. The head could gently rock. Get any intuitive movements here, especially if you've been in one position. Inhale, lengthen out for a full body stretch, reaching toes forward, reaching fingers back, and then place the feet on the earth again. Roll to the right side using your arm like a pillow. Renewal pose. When you're ready, rise to a comfortable seated place. Eyes closed or open. Bring the attention to the sitting bones, earth below you. Attention to the crown, sky above you. Inhale last time, reach arms out and up. Exhale, lower them to heart center, Anjali Mudra or Lotus Mudra. Take a breath to seal your practice. I thank you sincerely for participating in this practice and allowing me to be part of your morning. The light in me bows to the light in you, or namaste.